like it when people tell you the truth. Bye.
Okay, that was such a chaotic season. Oof. What? I mean, I think we all expected the season to be filled with drama, because I mean, this is the third season, and you know, we just know that when the group comes together, it is never good. We're going to get into the highlights of the season. We're going to talk about some of the events that happened. I mean, some that are conversation worthy. I mean, there were a lot of conversation worthy events, but not to dwell on it too much. We're just going to talk about, you know, some of the events of the season. You're going to tell me your highlights, what stood out for you. I mean, I'm sure I can talk about every drama that happened this season. So yeah, get to it in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let's talk, let's vibe in the comment section. But yeah, in case you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to the channel. And if you're just hearing my voice, welcome. I really do hope you stay. I am Ronkesuyionyoutube. I review movies, talk about web series and TV shows like this one. So yeah, stick around me by subscribing to the channel. Like this video, it really does help, and leave a comment. I really want to hear your thoughts, because you're watching this review because you've seen the season, right? We're going to be talking about Young, African and Famous today's video. First things first, let's talk about the fact that we got 2 additional characters this season. Yeah, if I'm right, yeah, we saw 2 additional characters. That's Ini Edo from Nigeria and Kefilwe from South Africa. And I want to say that those 2 women were such an interesting addition to the season, if I do say so myself. I mean, they didn't come with a lot of drama. Yeah, Kefilwe did. I mean, at some point she had some drama, and then towards the end of the season, as well as Ini as well. But I feel like Ini had the least drama, and even when she sparked, there was a reason for her sparking up. Like, our concerns were valid, our angers were understood. So yeah, let's talk about the elephant in the room, guys. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Ani Idibia. I really want to know your honest opinion on Ani. Like, I am not completely against her. I feel like she's misunderstood. Yeah, to an extent. But I also feel like she's the orchestrator of her problems. She gives me the vibe of someone that's going through a lot. And, you know, there's just been something like I saw a tweet where someone was saying the Annie from season 1 is so different from the Annie from season 3 that we're seeing right now. And it's so true. Like, it's just been so crazy. Like, there's just been this drastic change in her personality from season 1 to this point. And it's really crazy. Like, we couldn't get like a great highlight of Annie in this season, like somewhere that, like an highlight that was clean, that wasn't toxic, that wasn't anger filled, that wasn't spiteful, that wasn't bitter. It was just all of those things in this season. And it was crazy. Let's start off with, you know, Zari's wedding that happened at the beginning of the season. Zari get married to the love of her life. I mean, I can't really remember what went down in the last season, but yeah, we saw that she was getting married. I mean, it was to the shock of everyone that she invited everyone, including a baby daddy, Diamond Platinum. And we're going to come to that guy later. I feel like if I start with him now, I'm going to keep ranting about him, and we might not just get to the, you know, the real core of this video. So let's just leave him on the side. Let's put a pin on him. Let's put a pin on this issue. We'll come back to it. Hopefully I remember. But yeah, we saw that she was getting married. And I mean, the way everyone talked about their surprise, fact that they got invite. I'm talking about Fantana, I'm talking about Nadia, even Annie, everyone. I mean, that made me realize, okay, maybe what had happened in season 2 was really bad. I mean, it's been over a year. I can't remember these people's drama. I mean, it's too toxic for me to keep at the top of my head. So yeah, and I wasn't gonna spend my time going to watch the previous season because I'm trying to refresh my mind. Hell no. But yeah, now everybody's there to celebrate love. Annie started with the she loves love. She's gonna be there when they're celebrating love and whatnot. But why did Annie start comparing our wedding venue to Zari's wedding venue? I feel like that's just a very crazy and bitter thing to do. You know how she's so sure that Zari did a garden themed wedding because she did one, and she's talking about how, oh, it's the same event or it's the same venue, talking about, oh, the husband is, you know, so young. I mean, these are conversations you should keep in your head. And if you know you do not have the decency to keep these conversations in your head, wait till you get home. Then you can get on the phone with somebody and chat away and do all the dirty talks that you want to do. But, you know, having those conversations behind the celebrant's son that can hear you loud and clear. I mean, the family members were sitting around, they could have heard you. I just felt like that was just very disrespectful and just very distasteful of Annie. And then to now make the whole matter worse, she started addressing her issue from last season with regards to Nadia and how, you know, Nadia didn't take sides with her. And now Nadia was supporting Swanky instead of supporting her. And just like Nadia rightfully said, like, oh, you know, loyalty, I owe my loyalty to, you know, Swanky. Swanky is my friend. I know Swanky more than I know you. I met you through Swanky. So if there's anything that's going to go wrong, if I'm going to take sides at all, it's going to be with my friend Swanky. Oh, I know. And I don't know why Annie is always doing the wrong thing and always playing the victim card and expects people to be on the side. Like, you're a grown-ass woman. You don't need anybody to babysit. You don't need anybody to fight your battle. I feel like you're a queen that you claim to be. You don't need anyone fighting your battles. You will own your battle, fight it with your chest, and keep it going. So I just felt like addressing. Yes, I understand that she might have wanted to address the issue with Nadia, but addressing it at the party. And you know, Annie doesn't have a quiet voice. I mean, from what we've seen on TV, she doesn't have a voice where, oh, someone is definitely not going to hear her speak. She has a voice where someone is definitely going to hear her speak. So I'm just like, why are you addressing this lady, calling her a witch, a bitch at someone's wedding in public? What happened to calling her aside and having a conversation like a mature woman and a queen would do? And you know, the fact that she had this fallout with Swanky and she kept dragging this whole conversation around the voice notes and how Swanky, I mean, I understand her parts with how she feels like Swanky made her child question her character and her personality. I can understand that as a woman, like, okay, you're trying to instill this value in your children. You're trying to make your children see you in a certain way. Your children are supposed to look up to you. They're supposed to feel like you're the perfect role model for them to look up to. They're supposed to, you know, they're supposed to be able to emulate traits and characters and confidently follow in your footstep. And when a stranger or somebody very close to them starts putting doubt in their head with regards to some issues, it will definitely hurt you. Nobody will not be hurt. There's nobody that won't be hurt by such, especially when it comes from a very close family. But the fact that she kept dragging this whole voice note thing into the mix, and you can tell that Swanky is pretty much over it. Swanky is not a saint, let's be frank. But like, he handled it better than Annie did. And then the fact that she always chose the wrong place to bring it up. And then in her confessionals, she sounds very spiteful. And then in reality, she acts very nice and kicking with the person. And then in her confessional, sometimes she's acting very sweet and nice, saying all the pleasant things. And then in reality, with these people, she's acting very confrontational, very bitter, very spiteful. I'm like, honey, I feel like we would appreciate a character who is upfront. In your confessionals, you're saying things straight and clear. And in reality, you're putting it the way it is. I mean, with Nadia, that's what we get with Nadia. Is the Nadia we get in our confessionals, we get on screen with other characters. And that's why I feel like a lot of people like and appreciate her. And whenever she goes off, like she went off on, you know, was he Diamond? Yeah, the other time. And I think she went off at Annie at some point. It was justified. They were valid. She doesn't go off like a mad woman. And still talking about Nadia, I feel like Nadia was such a strong woman in this season. You know, how the fact that they made mention of a partner who is now late and how she's been handling it, it made me understand why she couldn't, you know, take some of Annie's excesses or even any of her excesses. Like, girl, facing real life issues here, they're going through real life hurt and grief, and you are here trying to make a drama and trying to throw tantrums like a child, you know, trying to cause problem where there isn't, bringing up issues from the past that conversations have been had on and apologies have been tendered, like you're deliberately seeking for attention. So I understood, you know, when Fantana went to her house and when this friend of ours, I'm trying not to ruin her name, but I'll put a picture when I find one, when they went to visit her and then she broke down and she was crying and she talked about how, you know, she's had to go through this grief alone. I mean, her friends were around, but nobody could actually understand how she's been feeling and how she's been going through the grief. I mean, this is someone that she has spent a good number of time with, like I spent day to day of her life with, and then suddenly this person is gone without any goodbye, and that's just it, and a person is just gone. I could understand her, and you know, even when she made a comment on the table at the beginning of the season where she's like, she's single, she's not searching, she's not interested, I'm like, it made sense, and I could really, really feel for her. And just like she said to Annie, like, I'm going through the worst time in life. People are going through the worst things in life, the worst year, the worst period of the year, and they're not going around, you know, cursing out on people, you know, instigating shit, being delusional, being spiteful, being bitter. Like, they're pulling their shit together. They're holding their fronts together. They are holding their emotions together. And, you know, they're not going about hurting people like you are. So, yeah, I really, we got the mature Nadia. And, you know, the part where she stood up for Fantana, even though, oh my goodness, should we talk about Fantana for a while? Fantana. I don't want to call her a child, but she's so delusional. And, you know, after Kefi and Nadia, you know, after they did the whole thing of sticking out their head for Fantana with regards to Diamond, and this is their nonsense relationship that has no head, no tail, or middle with a big hole. And, you know, Fantana still came on with the, oh, yeah, you know, Diamond is trying to change, he's being misunderstood, and then that dirty kiss that he had at Swanky's thing in episode 8 or thereabout, that nonsense kiss, trying to prove nonsense in front of everybody. I was disgusted, I was irritated. I'm like, oh, this is why a lot of girls do not stick out their head for other girls, because at the end of the day, it's not worth it. Like, there's just something these men are doing to them that don't make them see the light, don't make them see straight. Can we even talk about that part where she thought she was pregnant and, you know, Swanky head almost went off his neck? You know, Nadia was boiling inside like, no, you cannot be pregnant with, you know, the fact that everybody was against her being pregnant for Diamond. I don't know why that didn't ring a bell in her head. I mean, she knows the truth, but just like, I don't want to say someone isn't loved or you're not used to affection like that, or you just, I really don't know what to even say, because like, why would you choose to be loved that way? This guy is clearly playing you, calling you F bodies, calling you S bodies, and he's telling everybody the same thing, everybody's telling you the same thing, same thing, and these people have no reason to be discouraging you with regards to Diamond. They don't have no personal reason to discourage you with pursuing things with Diamond, so you should know that these people are actually after your well-being. And, you know, that whole conversation with pregnancy and everything, and then she's saying, oh, I'm trying to be cool with him because if there's a baby, I want a baby, you know, I want my baby to have a daddy. I'm just like, what is going on with this girl? Like, is it that you currently have nobody pursuing you, or you think you can't do better than Diamond? I think that's the issue a lot of ladies have. That's why they prefer to stay in a relationship where they're not appreciated, they're clearly not wanted, they're not getting, what they should get. They are clearly undervalued because they feel like they can't do better than this person. And I don't know if that's Fantana's case, because this lady is a hot babe. She looks good. She dresses well. I want to believe that she's able to walk into a room and turn heads, right? So why does she think that Diamond, who is like a public commodity, is the best that she can do, and she's ready to settle for him? But then again, when feelings are involved, you can't really blame a person, and you can't really, tell them how to do or what to do. But yeah, I feel like it's until when it clears from her eyes. People like that, you can't really tell them what to do. You can't force them to do certain things. You can't force them to see the light until they've reached point, until they've gotten to the point of no return. That is when they would eventually see the light if they want to. So yeah, I'm just like, what do you guys think about this whole Fantana and Diamond thing? The fact that it's so easy for Diamond to talk about her, trash talk her behind her back, and then towards the end of the season, he's going around talking, giving a speech on the table, talking about, oh, Fantana is his girlfriend, da da da. Oh, Lord have mercy. I mean, I will not be surprised if those two are no longer together by the beginning of season 4. But yeah, I think I've exhausted everything I want to say with regards to Fantana and Diamond's situation. Yeah, I think so. Still speaking about situation, can we talk about Zari and her husband, Shakib? Yeah, that's his name, right? And Diamond in the mix, unwanted. I get that. Yes, we can all attest to the fact that Zari entertains Diamond's excesses. You can tell that she has a soft spot for him, and it might not come from a place of feeling or wanting to explore things romantically with him. It might usually come from a place of, oh, this is the father of my children. The fact that by extension, by loving her kids, by extension, she might have to have that soft spot for this man. And I don't think they have like this animosity among them. It's not like they ended things on a very toxic and bad note. They just never got to the point of getting married, right? So yeah, it's not easy for her to now detach herself completely from this man. And Diamond is a sweet talker. Look at what he's doing to Diamond, Fantana. So yeah, he has a way of sweet talking women. He has a way of going around women with his sweet talks and everything, especially if you're engrossed in his look, if you find him attractive and all of those things. Yeah, but I think she did more of I think in this season she didn't entertain him, and I think it was usually because she's with somebody now, she's a married woman, she's with someone that respects her, and so she needs to respect this person as well. But I think to a large extent Shakib is doing a really good job managing the situation between Diamond and Zari. I like that he's very confrontational, but in a very masculine and very confident and very manly way. I don't know if you get it. Like, he's not a man that is taking bullshit, but at the same time he's laying out his concerns, and I don't think him laying out his concern makes him come across as being insecure. I don't think so. This is a man that says that there's clearly this thing between his wife and her ex and her baby daddy, and a lot of people are saying things online and offline. Of course, it's going to raise some thoughts. Of course, it's going to set some doubts in him, and he did the right thing by addressing it with the man involved and the woman involved. That's his wife. And I like that he believes his wife over, Diamond, even though at some point he pulled both of them together in front of each other, and then he was asking the question, and he made Zari feel like, oh, you didn't believe me for you to want to have this conversation in front of Diamond and in my presence as well. But yeah, I feel like he's handling it well. And it's just the way he takes things. Like, he's so soft-spoken and he's so smart. And looking at how he carried himself so gracefully in this season, it made me just bat my eyelashes at Annie, that look at this woman, look at the man that you were claiming that is so young. Like, he's so much, like, look at him, how he's handling things with the guys. Like, that scene where, Lewis hugged Zari for so long. I feel like he did it. Any man would react that way. And we saw how he made Zari feel. Like, Zari was like, oh, you don't need to do this, by the same time, oh, don't stop, and all of those things. But yeah, I feel like it would be awkward if he didn't say anything wrong in the way Lewis, hugged Zari. But at the same time, I like that he didn't take it overboard and he didn't blow the thing out of proportion. Beyond that whole conversation and those situations, they still hung out a lot more, and they were cordial and they were good. So yeah, I feel like, Zari got lucky with her choice of man. Like, I feel like she's got her person, and I think they can be able to manage their marriage. But what do you guys think? Do you think their marriage is going to last? I feel like if they're able to come to a good understanding, and Diamond doesn't keep poking his head in their business, and they don't keep indulging him or having conversations about him, and they just forget him completely, I think they'll be good. Now, speaking of people that I don't think they'll be good at the long run, it's gonna be DJ Naked and Kayleigh. I feel so sorry for Kayleigh, because I feel like she can do so much more than DJ Naked, and I feel like she deserves so much more than DJ Naked is giving her. Yes, does he love her? Does he show her affection? Do they have like a peaceful relationship? Yes, they do, because I don't know. This man clearly, it doesn't want commitment. I thought I was being delusional. I thought I was being forward. When I started the season, I was just like, wait a minute. Especially when, Zari and Shakib were getting married. I hope I'm pronouncing his name well. Especially when they were getting married. I'm like, Kayleigh and Naked, they should be married by now. Like, it's been over 3 years. Like, they've been dating before the show started. And now it's the 3rd season. That means it's 3 years after. That means they've been together for roughly 4 years, 3.5 years, or 5 years. Like, what are they still figuring out? Why are they still talking? What are they still dating? What are they still saying? What is going on? And I liked that the conversation started. It was Ini that started the whole thing with, oh, why haven't you gotten married to this woman here till you wake up one morning and realize that she's gone? What's the issue? And I liked how she didn't take it personal, and she just faced her man like, okay, yeah, that's true. Like, what are we doing? I don't think we're heading anywhere. It doesn't feel like we're having a direction. And the way, she's laying our concerns, and it feels like everything she's saying is just bouncing off of him. Like she said, it feels like she's talking to a wall. I'm just like, this man, I mean, initially, and I think we can understand why he feels like that to an extent. Like, this man has been divorced. He has married and divorced twice. So he's probably scared and he's not confident going into a marriage with you. So he clearly wants somebody that doesn't come with that huge commitment of marriage. Because, I mean, there was something he said where it was like, oh, he doesn't think they should be confined to the imprisonment of marriage. I feel like what Kayleigh sees as marriage and what Dijonike sees as marriage are two different things. They have two different definition and two different, visual, and two different opinion and, expectations of marriage and what it looks like and what it feels like and what an experience it can be for them. So I don't think they'll be good together. Yes, Dijonike, eventually proposed to her. But judging by how these people are and their standard and everything, do you think the kind of proposal he gave her didn't feel like a casual one? I feel like if it was something he did from his mind, a man that was ready to actually get married and cannot wait to spend the rest of his life married to this woman, he would have done a grand proposal. I'm talking about inviting friends. Like, I mean, these people are whispering in your head, having conversations and whatnot and everything like that. I feel like, he just did that very simple, casual. I mean, I get that he's intimate. Someone like myself wouldn't even want like a grand, proposal, yeah. But I just feel like it was just a way for him to just shush her up and be like, oh, just stop bickering. Just take this ring and, shut her up for a while. And I mean, by the time you start talking about a marriage again, I'll probably figure out something else to keep you quiet again. And then the cycle continues, because I would not be surprised if by season 4, they are not married. I would not be surprised. And this engagement ring that he's giving her, without no specific date of them getting married, it just makes things worse. Because now it's much more difficult for her to leave, because she feels like, oh, I'm engaged to this person. How do I tell people I'm engaged and then all of a sudden I'm breaking off an engagement? Because it's no longer I'm breaking up with my boyfriend. It's like I'm breaking up with my fiance. I don't know if you guys get me, but I don't feel confident in that their proposal. Yeah, I just feel like Kayleigh deserves so much more. But I like that she's gradually seeing the lights. She understands what she wants, and she's the woman that's ready to leave. I mean, she was talking about looking at places and moving out of the house, and I think that was what really scared and triggered DJ Naked. But yeah, I just feel like if by at least 6 months and a year, if they don't get married, I just feel like she should just do the damn thing and get out of that relationship. Because like Zari said, you're servicing him, you're taking care of his needs, you're in his home. And that's why I don't even endorse, moving in with your partner for getting married and doing things the legal and traditional way. Because they get comfortable and they're like, oh, so what's the need? Like, we wake up next to each other, we know our families, they know each other, we hang out together, we plan our lives together. So why are we getting married? Because we getting married puts us in a position of actually getting a divorce. Do you understand? So yeah, I'm not buying the whole thing, but I feel really sorry for Kayleigh, but she's not being delusional like Fantana. I think that's good. That's just a good part. Our epic moments in this season would have to be that Diamond's stupid lunch with Kefi. And I liked how she played him at his own game. Like, I did not for the life of me expect that she was going to invite Fantana, even though she did that for nothing, because I mean, Fantana eventually went back into Diamond's arms. But like, the fact that she thought of that and she did that, I'm like, yes, girl. Because it's very good for a woman, or even for an individual, man or woman, for you to know your value and know your standard and know that I don't settle for rubbish like this. Because I'm not sure she's heard all the things Diamond has been saying. Oh, I want to copy this lady. I want to pen her. I want to do that. I want to do that. Like, even the whole conversation with Louis and how they're making it seem like a competition and who's going to get the girl first and all of those things. It's just very disgusting. But I mean, I feel like that's already a normal thing with men when they see a woman and both of them are trying to pursue the woman, and it feels like a competition of who's going to get her first, who's going to get to her first, who's she going to yield to first, and all of those things. But yeah, the fact that she didn't even hear all those things has been happening. But I mean, she could read the room. She's a respectful woman. She's a woman that respects herself and knows how to carry herself. I mean, and she's read the room. This guy has been with Zari, someone in this group, and has 2 baby with this person. He's also doing something undefined with Fantana. Today, lying. Tomorrow, there's a girl on social media. There's an artist he's following, and then he has other baby mama. Do I want to be in the mix of this nonsense? Clearly, this man is a player. Clearly, this man is in for the fun of it all. So why do I need to indulge him? Why do I need to bring myself to this? Why do I need to bring myself this low to his standard? Like, why do I have to bring myself low to his level?
You're not my type.
I liked what she did. I mean, I loved it, and it just reminds you that don't allow the glitz and glam get to you, because it would have been so painful if she had let go and allow Diamond get to her. I mean, he was saying it like it was very easy. Oh, he knows what to do. He would do this. Is very just like, and it's so disgusting how he feels like a woman is how it feels like women are, a commodity that you can just buy. They are not arts that you can bargain for or bid on, or they're not products that you can just go and buy and take to your house. Like, it doesn't work that way. You don't treat people like that. You don't treat women like that. But yeah, I liked that he got played at his own game. And hopefully this thing with Kefi and Zari, I mean, Zari crossed the line with referring to, you know, Kefi's marriage as a content, as an advertisement, as a brand deal. Like, you don't even say that to anybody. Even if you're seeing it online, she didn't have brought it up in front of everybody. It could have been like a conversation both of you will have. At least, even after you've established some sort of friendship to a certain level, right? I just like it was really disrespectful. But, you know, Kefi trying to throw a drink on her, it didn't seem classy. It wasn't like a good look on her. I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, those two women, let's see if they can squash their beef in coming season. Let's talk about Louis. Like, Louis had some drama around him, but I just want to talk about the major highlights from Louis's story in this season. That has to be the surrogate thing. I mean, I feel like I really appreciated the fact that we got to learn the behind the scenes story of, you know, Ini Edo and how she had a baby. There were a lot of rumor online when she had the baby. Those people speculated she got a surrogate to carry a baby and all of those things. But I mean, I like that she's been able to address that on the show and stuff like that, yeah. But I feel like Louis is being misunderstood, or I think generally the way women will see things will be different from the way a man will see things. You know, this surrogate thing, it came from a more, it's, you know, Ini was definitely going to view it from a more deep and emotional and intimate angle, because she's had to go through a lot to actually end up making that kind of decision that she made. So for her, she's not going to actually understand Louis or think he understands the gravity of what it means to actually get to a point where you're seeking to get a surrogate and you're unable to carry a baby by yourself as a woman. Because she feels like as a man, it feels like you're just trying to use women. You're just trying to use a woman to get your needs, right? But from, you know, Louis's standpoint, it's like, oh, if I'm trying to have a baby, then this is an option I can explore. And we can also understand that Louis, you know, he has no family aside from the group. There isn't anyone for him to actually go back home to spend some time with, you know, create memories with, and he's not even currently dating. And, you know, that whole excommunication thing with his family, I didn't even think that was still on until you mentioned it this season. I mean, we spoke about it. They spoke about it in season 2. I think when it was introduced to the group. I don't know if it was introduced in season 1 or 2, but I mean, we got to know about that with regards to the Big Brother thing that happened, and now it was excommunicated from his family and all that. So we can understand his standpoint. I mean, we see a lot of women that are not even married, but, you know, they just want a mini them, they want a partner, they want a family, they try to start a family and all that, and they try and get a surrogate to carry their baby. Like, it's so similar to Louis's story, but it's not similar to a woman who's trying to have a baby the natural way, who's trying to have a baby with a partner. They're trying to do it the natural way, the traditional way, and it's not happening, and eventually they had to do surrogacy, right? So I just feel like these are two people with two different good intentions, but just misunderstood each other. But I liked that Ini walked away during that whole audition or no audition thingy. Like, I liked that she stood her ground. Like, I feel like Louis did not explain the whole thing correctly to her. Or what do you guys think about that thing? And I also feel like, you know, Ini was already triggered, she was already offended, that she didn't take her time to actually understand what it was saying, and, you know, she left. But I like that she stood her ground and she left. Like, you can't parade women to be commodities or to be baby carriers and whatnot. Like, no woman genuinely want to, you know, be there. Like, I get that people do this for money and whatnot, but like, for me, I didn't get to that point by fancy or by choice. I had to do it because that was the only option I was given. Now that was the only option I had.
You had no right to speak to me like that.
But yeah, I like that, you know, Louis. I mean, Louis is a cool guy. If you're talking, he's not like Ibrahim from, you know, Dubai Blink. Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a good guy. I feel like he has good intention for the most part of it. So I really saw his apology coming. I knew he was going to apologize, and I like that Ini was so receptive. I feel like Ini is so mature. Or is it because we're just getting to know her this season? It kind of gave me like a good. I mean, I really didn't know much to her. Like, I've not had any reason to think otherwise about her and her personality and her character. But I feel like this show really made me see her in a good light. I feel like she's mature, and the way she understands and she speaks, she's so put together, so eloquent as compared to Annie. No, Ini is way better. And yeah, but like, what do you guys think about this season? It was chaotic, it was hectic. The fashion came through, the location came through. I mean, South Africa and their location, the pop of colors, the good landscape, the cinematography was given, everything was screaming luxury, money, class, fashion. Everyone was representing, everyone did their things with tea. I loved the season. I saw it in a day. Yeah, I really enjoyed the season. But let me know what you guys thought in the comment section. What was your highlights? Your favorite character? The character you didn't like? What do you think about the new additions? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're subscribed. And I'll see you in my next video. But until then, make sure to remain happy because you're with yourself. Bye, guys.